While we're waiting for everybody to trickle in, how's it going? Hopefully everybody had a great day. Probably having a better day than Vice, right? I mean, like, come on, this was so obviously gonna happen, right? Like, everybody could see the writing on the wall. They got bit by the woke bug so long ago that it's just kind of been dead company walking. Like, I seem to remember, and there's a couple of guys that pointed it out in the chat as well, that, hey man, when Gavin was still in the cut and in the fold, which I would love to play some of the videos that he was a part of, or at least during his era. Probably got some that are during his era, but because he's basically banned off of YouTube, we got to try to keep it a little bit on the up and up. But because I've got 3 different videos that I want to react to first and foremost, but I think what's probably more important is to get down to the actual facts of the case before we start to see where they started off, because, hey man, they were always just the hell of a cool news outlet. Like, they were going into the places and doing some actual actual investigative journalism that was kind of important, and it was kind of cutting edge, and we got some of the stuff from there. And then definitely during their heyday, when they were doing the interesting stuff that mainstream media wouldn't touch with a 25-foot pole. And then eventually what kind of led to their bankruptcy and their downfall, caring more about being politically correct than for pushing the envelope. So without further ado, and while we are waiting, let's take a look at the rise and demise of the hipster Bible. How Vice rose from counterculture upstart to media behemoth worth $5.7 billion. Yo, check a look at that. That is how much market share Bud Light lost in the month of April. That's how much Vice was worth, okay? Like, they were a media empire that was threatening. And then up here in Canada as well, they were a legitimate news station for whatever reason. But that was right at the point of time where everybody was looking at Vice going, ugh, it's kind of another fucking leftist rag. Do we actually really need that up here in Canada? Like, we need another fucking mouthpiece for the federal government? Okay, but now faces bankruptcy after Me Too scandals and a lurch to the left sank outlet. An actual fairly objective interpretation of the history of Vice here from Daily Mail, so we'll take a look at some of this here, and let's see if they actually mention Gavin by name. Kind of got to, right? Like, we know that Gavin McInnes was in on the ground floor on this one, but let's see if anybody wants to give the man a fair shake. Vice co-founder Shane Smith reportedly once told Rupert Murdoch, I have Gen Y, I have social, I have online video. You have none of that. I have the future, you have the past. 1000% correct, man. Like, even Fox, if you believe what Steven Crowder was talking about when he was first hopping on YouTube back in 2009, Fox, even back then, thought that YouTube and the internet was just going to be a fad. Now take a look at everything that they're doing, getting their fucking ass kicked by just assholes in the little fucking, tiny little box of a room where you got decent acoustics and very low production value. But hey man, people like the interactivity of online media as opposed to just being told exactly what you're going to believe, what you're going to see. And that's what Vice did, and hell, that's what we even did today in figuring out what we were going to do and cover for a topic, right? I left it up to you guys for a poll, and probably do. It's like, okay, I'm not going to leave the Dave Landau and Steven Crowder stuff out there in the lurch. We're going to cover that stuff probably on Saturday unless something else pops up, but I've still got all that stuff as well, and it kind of tangentially does have a Gavin McInnes type lifeline through it, so that'll be interesting as well. But the pitch worked, and in 2013, Murdoch invested $70 million. Interesting. Okay, so that family has been taking massive L's here recently. For the best part of 20 years, the extraordinary rise of the punk magazine, founded in Montreal, nothing good ever comes out of the fucking frog lickers, was fueled by sheer chutzpah. Oy vey. Man, if you had all that backing, you had Murdoch money, and you were backed by dem boys, why did it all fall apart? But the left-leaning disruptors have struggled to live up to their own hype. Amid growing evidence, they have been ditched by younger audience. As Vice prepares to file for bankruptcy, Daily Mail asks, how did the bad boys of news lose their cool? Because, yeah, you used to have that... Oh, man. chick or a dude? Can't really tell. Vice's Guide to Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll. Yeah, it's probably in back in the cut. Like you could see that. Okay, the underwears and the hips would tell a certain story, but yeah, man, I don't even know now at this point in time. Like, okay, I could tell you that, yeah, a bitch's head in a toilet, but I don't even know. Like, what are we doing here? But there's Shane Smith right there, you know, after he jettisoned Gavin McInnes out of his position there. I'll bottom out after, well, because he went on to do a couple of other punk magazines. Fuck, I can't even remember, but man, if there's anybody who's completely blacklisted and blackballed from most polite society, it's Gavin for, I don't really know what good reasons, but anyways, yeah, so yeah, there's the headquarters that's all been shut down. Sucks to suck, I guess. Bullshit, Shane. At its peak, Vice had 3,000 employees across the globe. Cable network. Yeah, Vice News. Like, we had the affiliate up here. I think in the States you guys had it as well. So, 2 HBO shows and more than a dozen websites. It had an ad agency, film studio, record label, and a bar in London. 2016, it was valued at $5.7 billion, and Smith boasted to the Wall Street Journal that by the end of the decade, the company would be worth $50 billion. Fell a little bit short. It was quite the turnaround from the company set up with cash from a government welfare program. And Smith revealed in his success. Oh, good. There's a name check for Gavin right there. Nicknamed Bullshit Shane by fellow co-founder Gavin McInnes, the Ottawa-born upstart was so proud of his deal-making prowess that one former employee compared him to Donald Trump. Oh, but if his name was uttered after 2015, 2016 in those hallowed halls, then oh boy, they were ostracized. Toot sweet. The bluster sometimes spilled over into outright lies, but it didn't appear to matter. In 1998, Smith reportedly told a journalist that a wealthy media mogul named Richard Swolinski had invested in the firm. It was a lie, and Swolinski got wind of it, but he was so taken by the audacity that he's paid for by the company to move to New York on West 27th Street. According to New York Magazine, when a reporter came to visit the firm's new HQ, Vice paid someone to pretend that they were an MTV executive interested in a Vice-branded show. Interesting, thinking so small like MTV, but to be fair, though, that was back in, 98, 99. Yeah, so back in that time, like, what would have been the real poppin' programs on MTV? Real World, they were probably still doing TRL Live, so, yeah, man, getting a slut on MTV back then probably wasn't all that bad, but nowadays, well, I think they're handing that shit out. If I check my email, I might even have an offer to go be on fucking MTV, for Christ's sakes. Like, interesting. Oh no, we'll continue reading. Just a little bit, though. Soroush Alvi, the third founder, once said the reason whose lies were so successful was because even he believed them after a while. But some of these lies would later become reality. When Smith brokered a real meeting with MTV, he turned on the charm the only way he knew how. He told us, MTV's over. You suck. We're the new kids on the block. Van Trofler, head of MTV at the time. Well, if it wasn't for the likes of reality TV shows taking over, especially Jersey Shore. Fucking love Jersey Shore. Okay, maybe that's my, what's the proper term for that? Not hidden secret. I fucking forget the term. Christ almighty, you think that you could remember. Yeah, I don't remember, but yeah, no. Kind of like the first 3 or 4 episodes before they returned back to the Jersey Shore itself and they went over to Italy. That was kind of fun, but it was a phenomenon back in the cut. You had to be a certain age, okay? It's kind of fucking goofy in retrospect, but gym tanning, laundry, okay, fist pumping, grenades. Grenades is still a great fucking term, by the way, okay? But MTV, we can talk about their demise probably. Oh, if we just check in a couple of days or so, I'd imagine they're probably going to fold here. Smith wooed his clients by showing them a good time, and he wanted a guilty pleasure. Guilty pleasure, that's the word I was looking for. And he wanted a piece of his cultural cachet. It also helps to eat them out and mail them drugs. Smith said of his strategy in 2003. Pause. Some of the VJs back in the cut in MTV were fine, but ew, why are you eating box? No wonder your fucking company folded. half a fag. For most of his teenage years, the story of Vice was one of constant expansion. Frankly, I don't fucking care. Where did you guys end up Oh, there's Rupert Murdoch right there. Oh well, sucks to suck, I guess. Who's heard of Vice Media? Wild, interesting effort to interesting millennials who don't read to watch establishment media. Global success. Fantastic. Around the time as Disney came on board. Oh, so Disney is ultimately who you can point to. Big shock on that one. Vice was named Company of the Year by Inc. magazine. In 2016, Smith was crowned Media Personality of the Year at Cannes Lions International Festival of Creativity. That sounds like a made-up place if I've ever heard it before in my life. Listen, just throw a bunch of shit on top of that, and it's like it's part of the Cannes Film Festival, and you're just, to steal a term from Mr. Burns, outstanding businessman of exceptional standing, and yes, it's all excellent. I forget, what's the... Man, I'd have to pull up my reference. I'm getting a little sloppy when it comes to my Simpsons references back in the cut, taking a look down there. Might have to do that on Sunday. Just go back and watch good old days back when, clips of the Simpsons were great, but... outstanding, excellent. Most outstanding person in the realm or the field of excellence. Fuck, I can't even remember. Son of a bitch. Who do you scale the essence of a punk rock magazine into a multi-billion-dollar media company? A former Vice executive asked the New York Magazine in 2018. There's no real answer. At some point, you got there isn't what got you there isn't what you are. Yeah, interesting. And the fuck? Interesting. Yeah, just a bunch of shit that was in there. And knock off Gavin right there. Okay, yeah, but you got here, rock stars Josh Homme and Jesse Hughes being interviewed by Smith. Yeah, back when they used to do stuff. And Johnny Knoxville had most access and most control over his faculties. Poor fuck. Bro culture. Oh, bigger problem for Vice had been reconciling its pitch to a younger, woke audience with the reality of its own bro culture. Yeah, in November of 2017, the Daily Beast published allegations of a toxic culture for women in its Los Angeles office. See what happens? That's why. I need to gatekeep your institutions, because, yeah, it could have been totally fun and great. Could have had a big party atmosphere all the time, but you let the bitches hang around. You can invite them to the party. Ask them to stay. Fuck is wrong with you? The outlet spoke to more than a dozen current and former company employees who experienced harassment. Oh my god. Although it is possible that in some text, images, and information, it will be exposed that on the course of my employment with Vice may be considered by some to be offensive, indecent, violent, or disturbing. I do not find such text, images, or information of the workplace environment to be offensive, indecent, violent, or disturbing. Oh, here's Gavin once again, of course, so they could have him outside of like a Trump rally. Are they going to show him when he was kissing Milo outside? No, nobody wants to remember that point in time. See, he can't be transphobic or homophobic. He kissed the gay guy. Well, he was gay at the time. So then it was just two straight guys kissing now in retrospect. Does that still count? I don't know. But yeah, and he also founded the Proud Boys, but you actually don't want to get down to why the Proud Boys is founded and what they actually are. But no, just continue to run with it, because Joe Biden said that during a presidential debate once, completely out of nowhere. Sure. Who the fuck? Oh, Andrew Crichton. Okay. From punk to private equity. Yeah, I don't really care about that. Let's just get to the point where it's all fucking dead. In January this year, the company put itself up for sale. Oh, 2 months later, media collective Group Black, okay, put in a bid for around $400 million. Ooh, according to the Wall Street Journal. And then at its peak, it was $5.67 billion. $400 million, though. Close enough. 7 years earlier, Smith reportedly held talks with Disney over a takeover in the region of $3.5 billion, but had felt that Vice had more room to grow. Looks like the expert bullshitter was even better at bullshitting himself. As it is, if a buyer is not found, the firm's largest debt holder, Fortress Investments, doesn't sound ominous at all, could end up controlling the firm. Dubach left Vice in February. That would be, I don't know, whoever's in charge now, with longtime company insiders Bruce Dixon and Hofeza. I'm not even going to begin to know how to pronounce that. take over as co-CEOs. Vice Media Group has been engaged in a comprehensive evaluation of strategic alternatives and planning. Basically, we're planning for the worst, hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. The company, its board, and stakeholders continue to be focused on finding the best path for the company. Back in 2018, Alvey said that Vice has not followed any path other than growth. Oh, it just got too big over the course of 3 decades where you guys couldn't properly plan an exit strategy or a proper growth strategy, but layoffs began in earnest. It will soon begin to shrink. Yep. And they will eventually close up the doors, become a, online publication. That's about it. Not really do the same type of journalism that got them on top to begin with. There's no hope to rekindle the old hope of the brand. The best they can hope for is kind of like G4's Recitation, right? Because you guys might remember they had their own cable show, or they had their own cable network there for a minute. And yeah, it was great while it lasted. And then they had that revival, which was about as ill-fated as a screen door at the bottom of a submarine, and well, it ended up lasting a little bit longer than that, but it's gone just the exact same way it was beforehand. So Vice, well, we hardly knew ye, hardly fucking cared, except for a little while where you were somewhat relevant, but you eventually fell into that box of the 3 V's: Vox, Vice, and Vogue. Just pure, unadulterated propaganda. So what I have right here, now that we have all the backstory out the way: Vice is filing for bankruptcy. Are they necessarily going to close the doors? In some form or fashion. A whole bunch of layoffs are going to happen. Whoever's left is probably counting their days. So it's just going to be a slow lurch towards death. But we got 3 videos that are out there. And before we hop into those guys, go ahead and hop in the chat, see what you guys are saying on this stuff. I can pull it up on screen at least at this point in time. Thanks for turning out today, okay? You know what? Hey, I'm experimenting on a couple of different things, depending on different ways, okay? Depending on different ways that we can, I fucking forgot where I was going. See, I was reading the chat at the same time and trying to fucking figure all this shit out. And, the YouTube backend is so fucking annoying because then it has the little video that's off to the side and it can, it's got me there at that point in time. So yeah, just reading. Roger, hey man, good to see ya. Good to see ya. And then Intelligent Counterspell, sub big homie. Hey, shout out to you, big homie. But Roger right here. Okay, my favorite Vice video will always be the one interview they did with the California man that Kamala Harris kept in jail for free labor. I wonder if it's still on YouTube. I will check. I will check for that. We can probably do that instead of the second video I got planned. But I like that. And shout out to Rookie. Rookie always showing up. What's up? Gavin, yeah, and then Gavin should buy the name back. Exactly. Fucking exactly. And what do we got over here on Rumble? Yo, we got Rookie and we got George. George, you didn't miss anything other than me just giving you the background on what is going on over at Vice. We are about to start watching. A couple of different videos, but I want to see if we can get that one that Roger's talking about right here. You got a title on that, Roger? Just drop it if you do, but hey, I want to see. Okay. Because I also got another disclaimer before we get into the Vice videos, because this time last week we were watching, funnily enough, some Vice roundtables, the one on masculinity and then the one on femininity. The one on femininity was a massive fucking L, but then it also got taken off of YouTube. The stream itself got taken off of YouTube a multitude of different times and ended up getting me struck. It's like, the fuck are we doing? Okay, I'm just responding and reacting to some fucking videos, you bunch of cunts. But no. So if that situation happens there, if you see the old black screen of death on the YouTube side, be a good man and hop on over to the Rumble side. Once we come back, I'll just make sure that I'm paying attention that the YouTube everything is still all on the up and up. But if I see the black screen of death there, I'll just go ahead and post the link to the Rumble side of this, and then we'll continue things over there. Not risking it for the sake of what fucking YouTube's big gay policies, which I'll just end up winning. But I also don't want to tempt fate when it comes to, just playing some videos that are on their fucking platform. Oh, we're copywriting our material. There's no reason. Okay, you guys are clinging for pennies. Meanwhile, you're hemorrhaging dollars. No wonder you're fucking going out of business, you stupid fucks. Vice Kamala Harris. I'm going to try to find that one because that shit sounds funny as fuck. The one that I was going to play, the one that I was thinking of when it's like, okay, cool, we'll take a look at some of the greatest hits for Vice. They had an interview with South or Central America, whatever, it would still be South America, but anyways, they were talking to or it could be Middle East, regardless, it was some brown people that were professional donkey fuckers or some shit like that. Like, that was hilarious back in the day, where, yeah, okay, we work during the day, and instead of going home to our wives, we go up into the mountains, and we get our Velcro gloves, and we just go to town. Shit is funny, and I think that one's gone, or maybe it might be too sexual in order for us to set this innocent man to prison. How long is this one? Oh, fuck, it's only 7 minutes long? Yeah, oh, yeah, we're going to watch that one, okay? Mostly because fuck Kamala Harris, right? Not literally, though. I don't need AIDS. But yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll just go with Vice's greatest hits, okay? Yeah, we'll see how long we go on this one. So yeah, I'm just gonna grab a drink of water. This boy's been talking for already 2600. Well, okay, we'll let it play for our beginning, but at least 20 uninterrupted minutes. So I've deserved this. Yeah, no, exact. I think I found rookie. I think it's this one, right? Yeah, capture video. Kamala Harris's prosecutors sent this innocent man to prison. Is that what we got? Yeah, that's the best vid. Let's see. Yep. That's the one I found there. So we're on it. Oh shit. Okay. Oh, I'm on live chat. I need to definitely be on all messages. Okay, that's what I'm missing right there. Okay. It's a fucking big gay. But yep. No, for sure. I think we'll start off with that. Yeah, we'll definitely start off with that. And like I said, if we go down at any point in time, I'll pause the video as soon as I notice it, and then we'll just go over to Rumble, okay? And mods are good with the links in the chat and all that stuff. And then also in the description as well, there's always the live on Rumble right at the bottom, which is, I think, let me just check. I'm pretty sure that it's just rumble.com/donconsuelo/live. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But yeah. It's like, yeah, /live. So if I miss it or anything like that, or if anything goes off before I have the opportunity to close it, I don't know if these older ones are actually, yeah, this one's 3 years ago. I got shit from like 10 years ago, but yeah, we'll start with this one because I haven't seen this one yet, but I obviously know the story as well as everybody else does. So it goes without saying, and I seen that, who's in here talking about, excuse me, all the good stuff that they were doing. Or yeah, going back on. Yeah, you got Adam right here. Yeah. Vice used to be the reason I would watch YouTube for hours. They used to be so cool. They actually used to do good shit, but now that shit is totally fucking gone at this point in time. So, all right, just make sure to pull up the YouTube side of this, or I'm sorry, the Rumble side of this as well. Yeah, exactly. Cool. So yeah. Good turnouts on both sides, even though this was advertised like, oh, I don't know, fucking dollar store advertisement. But we got everything good. Turn on the sound there. We will go big live on this one. So, hopefully the sound's good. I'll be monitoring that as well. Just hoping to skate on this. Got the, let's go $1.25. Hopefully that helps. Got a pause and all that shit as well. So, let's take a look and a listen.
Million years, I would have thought that they were going to charge me for sales murder. I never talked to no detective, no police officer, no DA, nobody.
Just arrested and then charged.
Arrested and charged.
What the fuck? Okay, so he was framed. Like, there's stories of this shit happening all the time, but okay, interesting. No, just arrested and charged. That's it. No trial.
That's
what?
it.
Was the first time you saw Kamala Harris in person the day that the verdict was issued?
She showed up at the two most pivotal times.
Oh, I've heard this as well, okay, that she definitely loves to flyby prosecute, or at least used to. I don't know what she does now, other than cackle and say the same thing over and over again.
In this first trial, and me being convicted and me being sentenced, she wanted to be present for a celebration of a conviction.
Yep, heard that multiple times.
That's what it felt like, a celebration?
A celebration, that's what it felt like. The reactions I get when I tell people my story is, they say it's the worst nightmare. You know, it's the closest thing to dying.
I was wrongfully convicted by, the office of Kamala Harris. Hey man, wrongfully convicted, but that's a conviction on her record that ended up getting her that totally legitimate position as vice president.
Jamal, I'm going to read you a quote real quick. The job of a progressive prosecutor is to look out for those overlooked, to speak up for those whose voices aren't being heard.
Yeah, unless, of course, you need some trash picked up on the side of the road.
To see and address the causes of crime, not just their consequences, and to shine a light on the inequality and unfairness that lead to injustice. It is to recognize that not everyone needs punishment, that what many need, quite obviously, is help.
Yeah, and this came out 3 years ago, huh? Interesting, because that's what you have for most of the prosecutors that are around the country, and especially in a lot of the big cities. And how's that working out for everybody?
Kamala Harris wrote that in her book, The Truths We Hold. Does that sound consistent with the...
Yo, Kamala has a fucking book? Is it written in crayon? Is it on construction paper?
Kind of with the brand of justice that you saw administered by offices that she was running?
It definitely sounds like Kamala Harris right now as a senator. But at the time of her being the head district attorney of San Francisco, that is almost polar opposite of what I felt and what our community felt in San Francisco.
It's why, because I think Robert Barnes tells a story about either prosecuting against her or her office, and she's one of the least talented prosecutors that he's ever gone against, or at least the people that are in her office, which is kind of speaks well to the way that she kind of holds a position of vice president. I don't know how she holds other positions, apparently fairly well, you know, given the fact that she's climbed the ladder so far.
So Jamal, where are we?
Right now we are in Sunnydale Projects, where I was born and raised at. Now, this isn't a place that you'll want to bring outsiders into, and a place that they don't want to go. This ain't a place that feels comfortable. It feels like you might get robbed, you might get shot.
The police were...
Yeah, but it's a great place if you have any spare satellite dishes to get rid of.
Keeping files on you, and your brothers, and other people who were living in Sunnydale from a very young age.
They already had me labeled because I'm in this community as a potential gang member, potential killer, potential drug dealer. You gotta wake up to the fact that, you know, things are set up against us.
There is a conspiracy.
Yes.
It happened to you.
Exactly.
It's proven in court.
Absolutely. Places like this have been developed for predominantly African-American people to...
And why did they show a white chick, or maybe it was a Hispanic chick on the porch?
Not be able to...
Fucking L editor.
Succeed beyond it.
Yeah. What did you know about Kamala Harris? What did you know about San Francisco having a black DA?
Soft hands and a warm mouth.
Nobody in the hood ever worried or focused on the DA position in general.
Yeah,
but
exactly. Who the
people
fuck
did
cares?
focus on it just a tad bit, that it was black, and feeling like, okay, this black lady in office, Kamala Harris, she was gonna...
You didn't know her name.
Understand where we come from, you know, and have more of a sympathetic way of prosecuting people that come from our communities who have been plagued with no opportunities. This is Hunter's Point, where these different projects and communities used to really war with each other.
Now, I'm going to be completely honest, that doesn't look too dissimilar to some of the smaller towns that are around my neck of the woods. If you guys want some, like, on this man on the street type shit, I'm thinking about doing something like that over the summertime, but it's just between us.
Jamal, in July 2007, what's going on in your life at that point?
I had recently just came off of I Love New York, and also that's when my friend Sel Kuka got killed.
Okay. More than a year goes by, and no one's been arrested in the case. You hadn't even been questioned.
Haven't even been questioned, no. The police was still, you know, trying to get a conviction by all means necessary. When I was arrested for it, the community knew I didn't do it. And it was here we go again. See, this is why we don't trust, you know, law enforcement, because it gets to a point where somebody who didn't do something goes to jail for it. I don't have no history of crime. What's up, boy? I have a history of being around in the community, But that doesn't mean that I'm a suspect. I'm like, oh man, I'll be out within 72 hours. They're gonna figure this out. They're gonna clear this up.
And then when you found
Oh my God, yeah, no. Kamala wanted a conviction, okay? Can't be having anybody dead in her place.
out what the evidence was that they supposedly had you on, there wasn't much there. Can you describe what it was?
They had a woman saying that she seen me
Taking the word of a woman?
kill Sale. The second witness that they had really wasn't a witness at all. She said anything that the police officers wanted her to say, and they said that her recollection of the events was extremely credible. So that's what ultimately got the arrest warrant.
Okay, I'm sure this guy probably studied his case vociferously, so you can take some level of credibility to it. One eyewitness puts this dude away because she's incredibly credible. One person.
The district attorney of San Francisco, Kamala Harris, appeared in the courtroom during your trial twice.
Yeah, the two times that Kamala
Opening
Harris
statements, closing statements.
showed up to my trial was when I got convicted,
Okay.
and also when they laid down the sentencing.
Oh, okay.
When you saw her on the day that the verdict was handed down, did you take that as a bad sign?
It felt to me that she was well aware about my case, and she was there to set her presence, almost take pride in getting a conviction.
W titties, though. After more than 6 years in prison, Jamal successfully appealed his case and was acquitted in a new trial. Yo. Yeah, if
When
somebody
I
would
put
have
in
looked
my
at that and
appeal,
it's like,
the people that's
one
fighting
eyewitness.
against my appeal to keep the conviction is the Attorney General office. I learned it reading,
That's the way
their
that goes,
reply
though.
to my appeal, and you see Kamala Harris' name at the bottom. And now it's starting to feel a little personal.
When you win the $13.1 million, it's a massive settlement.
Oh, shut out. Finally, a settlement from a city that I can get behind instead of the... God, what's the fucking toll for reparations out of San Francisco at this point in time? Has it got past... Is it into quadrillion territories at this point in time? Or so, yeah, he gets sentenced to... What did he spend? 6 years in the clink? And he gets $13 million. I'm pretty sure that is less money than George Floyd's quote-unquote family ended up getting. Holy...
And did you feel like that was enough?
There's not an amount that could get back those
7
years.
years. Okay.
That
okay,
6.5 years that I
incarcerated for
spent in prison.
Served
But
time.
instead of me coming home feeling like I was a victim, I wanted to prove that I'm a survivor.
Hey,
and I
shout
will
out to
not
this
let my story go unheard. I'm not necessarily saying I'm looking for an apology, but some acknowledgement from her that she could have messed up would be, of course, that'd be huge. You could have made some.
No, she can't do that now because this was... We're going to play the rest of this. I just wanted to see what was the publication date on this. And I can't... This one only has 1.25 million views. Holy shit. So this came out October 10th. So this would have been in, on, and around the time where Tulsi Gabbard was setting her on fire on the debate stage and absolutely killing her prospects of becoming the next president, which, holy... Would she actually do a worse job than Joe Biden, though? I don't think so.
Mistakes. You could have missed some things. For me, it was a big miss. I had life in prison.
Yeah.
I've met people in prison that was wrongfully convicted. I want my story to be out to provoke reform ultimately. Beyond that, I want to be able to be who I want to be. I'm an actor, I'm a musician, I'm a father. I'm more than this person that was framed. I'm more than this person that was wrongfully convicted.
Yo, W Mans. Good recommendation, guys. Thanks, Raj. But yeah. Man, if Vice would have just continued doing that shit, that's still got 1.25 million fucking views, okay? They would have been incredibly successful, and you wouldn't have had to worry about, filing fucking bankruptcy at this point in time. That shit was good. That was a really good report about somebody who absolutely didn't do anything, but because you had a politically motivated prosecutor that just needed to clean up the streets, I'm the first black DA, black female DA in San Francisco, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to clean up the streets, whether, and I'll just go ahead and find a criminal for the crime. We don't have to actually find the guy who committed it, just fuck it, as long as something blanketly fits, but yeah, and then, also the other part of that story is well, Kamala keeping people in jail for longer than their sentence in order to work on the chain gangs or whatever they're called in politically correct San Francisco at this point in time. But now we can go into the videos that I've selected. Yeah, that was fucking great. Absolutely great. I would have, yeah, the free labor line was just a callback to the debates, but this is still her doing shady things to throw people in prison. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, going off the word of one eyewitness. One eyewitness. Now, I understand that you want to solve a murder case, but normally that kind of involves a couple of more important things. I'm just saying. And then we got Adam back one more time. I would do a little more the time for a crime I didn't commit for 13 mil. 6 years of your life, though. He did ultimately get acquitted, so he won't have a track record. It's not $2 million a year, give or take. It's not. Yeah, it's not. And then you're going to get a glowing reputation. That's interesting. Who in the chats? Who in both chats, Rumble or on YouTube? Who would take that? I wouldn't. It'd be interesting. No enemies. You turned out. What up, bro? This is a dude right here. This is a dude right here on the YouTube side. Below 3 digits in subs. I do believe. This guy's been around forever. Shout out to you, man. Streets did me 20 years for the murder he didn't commit and just got $2 million. A guy, Paul Morin. Yeah, exactly. Oh, someone who lived across... What the fuck? Holy... Yeah, there's a bunch of those rape beefs that also chicks end up lying to get a guy in trouble, and then they end up going away, and then thanks to the advent of DNA evidence, it comes forward that, oopsie daisy, you actually didn't do it, and she was just a lying whore. You can also see the Emmett Till situation right now, even though they're trying to, people are actually trying to advocate for putting a 90-year-old woman in fucking, chains and shit at the end of her life, which I do understand from a justice perspective, but... Also, the time has passed, but at the same time, we are holding a woman accountable, so I'm incredibly conflicted on that. But yeah, if I had no responsibilities, I'd... Rookie, you totally would, by the way. Yeah, he's still young. Look at it as an investment. Yeah, exactly, Adam. Exactly. That's one way to go, but if you have the prospect, if your freedom, yeah, giving away 6 years of your prime from... I'd say 25 to 31. You're just giving that time up, and then you're coming out of it. But you would be coming out of it, and you're in the male side of that, and your male prime at 31 with 13 bills, and take all that time to study. It would probably be a little easier of a decision if you knew that you were going to be getting out of that 6 years, because this guy was staring down a life sentence with just the hope that maybe I could get an appeal, maybe I could win a retrial because there's no evidence against me. It's going to be a long shot, and yeah, it did take that long in order for anybody to hear him, but fuck, that's tough shit, man. Yeah, exactly. Almost $2 million a year, $6 million, same as oh, okay. Oh, Raj, you were an enlisted man? Oh, shout out to you. Thank you for your service. Didn't know that. Hell no. Yeah, I don't know if I could. Yeah, Ed. I think I'm on that page, but... Oh, no, I actually need that. Fuck. Yeah, Rookie's on that page. Yeah, Rookie's running that shit. That's for true. But, okay. Now... We got 2 different videos we can go from in the prime, okay? It really doesn't much matter. We got a longer one or we got a shorter one. That is totally up to you guys, okay? Do you want it long or do you want it short? The first response that I see in the chat is the one that we're going to be going with because chances are we're going to have more than enough opportunity to go through both, okay? So, because we're only about, an hour in on this stuff, and yeah, that one ended up flying by pretty quickly. So, you want it long or you want it short? The choice is yours. I'm going to have a drink of water in the meantime. Tell you what, one of them's funny and the other one's kind of serious and highlights how good Vice used to be about a decade ago. Oh, Chair Force is still the Air Force, man. Come on now. Sure one it is. Ed calls it. Ed calls it on the Rumble side. So that was actually the one that I was going to play to begin with. But what we have right here for the short video. It's 15 minutes long. 15 minutes long. We'll see how long it takes for us to get through this. But it's about the biggest asses in Brazil. Yay! Of course, I think it's about BBLs, but it's kind of funny. It's one of their biggest videos that they had at the time, obviously. Okay, 11 years ago. This is the shit that Vice was doing that made them the outlet that they were prior to, you know, the whole woke infection and shit like that. So that's why I want to, hey man, we can go back, we relive some hilarious shit, and back when, you know, used to be worthwhile. And plus, as long as they're Brazilian women, it'd be decent.
I'm an associate editor at Vice, and I'm really intimidated by the huge ass of the watermelon woman.
Yo, what?
We went to Brazil to see the watermelon woman, which is a woman in Brazil who has arguably the largest and most impressive ass on the planet.
Well, we're also staring at one. Not that. Okay.
Watermelon woman, which is a woman
There. That's what I wanted to get. He's the largest ass. Get it?
in Brazil who has arguably the largest and most impressive ass on the planet. Also possibly one of the largest objects on Earth. The Russians love drinking in AK-47s. Americans love just being fat sacks of useless shit. And
No, like beer and fake tits.
Brazilians love having big asses. And now here it is. Vice presents the biggest ass in Brazil.
Meu nome é Andressa Soares, mais conhecida agora como Mulher Melancia.
Better known as the watermelon woman. All right. I guess I'm gonna have to read some subtitles. That's all cool. That's all cool.
Desde nova, desde molequinha mesmo, os pais.
Even when a kid. Oh, sorry. Even when I was a kid, my friends' parents used to say, wait, what? Oh my god, are we about to get me too'd?
As mães das outras crianças sempre falavam, olha o tamanho do bumbum dessa menina.
Look at the size of this girl's
Tudo começou, na
bottom.
verdade, foi numa rádio.
It all
aqui no
started at a
Rio,
radio
que eu
station
era,
in
fazia
Rio.
participação como
Okay, so Howard Sterno that had to show with T.O. Jr.
como locutora da rádio, junto com o Tino Júnior. E daí então o pessoal foi com uma curiosidade, eu conheci.
She's not great. Okay, and the listeners were curious to know who was the station's muse.
E a musa da rádio, que eles falavam tanto, que interagia com os internautas
who
também.
had-
Aí a gente
who
postou uma
interacted with
vez,
the
assim, do
listeners,
nada, assim,
yeah, okay.
uma foto na comunidade.
Picture of
Ele pediu pra me tirar uma foto na
message
praia,
board,
eu
asked me
fui à
to
praia,
take
ele pediu pra
pictures
tirar
of
foto.
the beast. Oh yeah, what? Thirsty Simps just asking for pictures of Bob's and vagine, but she's like, nah, actually I'm known for something else.
Eu tirei uma foto assim de mergulhando
Take
no mar,
picture of me
assim. Aí ficou bem
diving
assim,
in
o
the
bumbum
sea,
pro alto, assim, e a outra em
butt
pé,
sticking
normal.
up in the
Aí
air.
ele falou, nossa, parece
Okay,
o bumbum dela parece uma
wow,
melancia.
her
Aí ficou
butt is
Mulher
like a
Melancia.
watermelon.
Daí
All
então
right.
foi quando o MC Crowd chamou a Mulher Melancia pra fazer uma participação do DVD da Furacão 2000,
Concert
com ele
DVD,
dançando.
okay.
A música dele não tocava ainda na rádio muito assim, e então muitas pessoas ficavam em dúvida quem era, porque não sabia quem era o MC Crowd, não sabia quem cantava essa música. Que
Yeah,
antes de
okay,
lançar
shut
o
up,
negócio
I
já tava
don't
assim
care.
falado pra
Show me
caramba.
your ass.
O pessoal falava, não, tem que ter a bunda da
people
mulher
are
que
saying,
dança, que não sei o que,
yeah,
ela
has some
treme, faz as
dancers, she
velocidades.
has
Mas a música,
different
tipo, ele
speeds,
falava
okay.
uma letrinha, tipo, pra dançar Creu, tem que ter disposição. Aí falava, a primeira devagarinho, não sei o que lá, 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 lá.
Slow and so. Okay, there we go. Now we're getting
E
down
nessas
to
coisas
this.
todas, eu fazia, ao invés de eu fazer dançando normal, eu fazia tudo com a bunda, todas as velocidades. Creu, creu, creu,
nobody
creu, creu,
cares.
creu, 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 creu. Aí a velocidade...
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, who is
Já
she?
ela
She's
que
just some.
trabalha nessa
Yeah.
parte.
Okay, see.
Então, gente,
Yeah.
essa daqui é a Nina.
Okay,
que é minha
the
amiga
beautician
esteticista,
and friend,
que faz- ela já
fantastic.
faz
Oh,
trabalho-
see, they just look like a lovely couple of friends together. No, they're more than a couple of friends.
Do lado da estética, é ela que me salva das celulite, das estrias.
Oh, okay, cool. Saves you from cellulite, stretch marks, and things like that. Of course, that's normally what you'd have to do, right?
Essas coisas assim, gorduras focalizadas, já é ela que trabalha nessa parte.
You take a look in Miami in today's day and age, not the biggest ass anymore. Just saying. It's much more preferential. You know, that beautician, what's she working with? L panty line, though.
No comecinho, os apresentadores vinham
When I started, TV hosts always ask me the same question. Oh, God, is it real?
a mim fazer essa pergunta que você fez agora. O que você acha assim, de ser o seu
What do you
ganha-pão,
think
assim,
about
seu corpo,
making
seu bumbum?
a
E eu
living
fui
using your
feliz,
body and butt? And she's like, no, OnlyFans is still going to be a few years away.
pra isso todos os dias. O nome já fala, mulher melancia. O que é a melancia? O formato da melancia, o melancia é ser grande, o bumbum.
Yo, this is on fucking YouTube, for Christ's sakes. Holy. I can see why it's one of the highest rated Vice videos. I joke that my butt is a breadwinner. Well, yeah, of course. Like, this wouldn't be all that shocking in today's day and age, especially with all those only thoughts that just get all of their fucking articles written for them in New York Post, the Daily Mail. Holy. So perfect. It's fine. I don't really have... Okay.
Tipo cinturinha fina, o popô GG gigante,
Oh,
só
here
uma
we go.
mulher melancia,
Oh,
que
see, she's
rebola
just
todo
working out.
instante. Tipo cinturinha fina,
See, she takes her health very seriously.
o popô GG gigante, sou uma mulher melancia, que rebola todo instante.
Você manter um bumbum pequenininho, um bumbum P, é mais fácil, porque é menos gordura, é menos flacidez. Um bumbum
Less flaccid,
gigante, como o pessoal
Giant
fala
double
aqui,
XL
é mais
flat,
difícil de
okay.
manter, é mais difícil de melhorar. Um bumbum P seria de
Oh my god,
T5,
this,
assim, que é o
this
miojo.
babbling bitch. Get to something. Where's man's coming up? I don't really care.
A gente já vai fazer um trabalhinho pra você no lixo.
A velocidade 5, ensinei para vocês, agora eu quero ver a velocidade 6. Vai.
Yo, I thought
Bom,
this
eu
guy
quero
was
assim,
going down
cara,
there to
a gente
talk
tem
to
dois
her.
dançarinas, uma loira e uma morena, eu, né, e um DJ. E a gente começa com que tem a minha primeira música, que é Solteira Assim Sozinha.
Fuck it. That's lame. Let's watch a documentary about the Klan. How about it? The KKK versus the Crips versus Memphis City Council. This is going to be interesting. I think this is like one of their highest so this one has 16 million. I think it was like the third or fourth highest rated Vice video that's out there. Okay, so and oh geez, what was that, like Christmas time a couple of years ago? I did a video about some feds, of course they're feds, that went undercover with the Klan, and yeah, what they found out was that there's like 6 Klan members left. So 9 years ago, like I said, you know, Vice used to do investigative journalism. They actually used to do some good stuff. So what are they going to end up finding? 1.5. At least we're going to have some actual people talking this time around. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at this. Oh.
Klansmen, salute the cross.
We're here at a cross elimination
White power.
in Mississippi.
White power.
White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. They just came from a rally in Memphis, Tennessee. The point of the rally was to protest the changing of the name of Nathan Bedford Forrest Park.
Okay. Weird.
Nathan Bedford Forrest was the first Grand Wizard of the KKK. Anybody who doesn't think the KKK is alive and well today in America, I encourage you to go to the woods in Mississippi and see for yourself.
I encourage you to go to remote parts of the country in order to find a fringe group of people, okay? Oh, the way that I have OBS set up, it says Triple H. It's like, no, I don't see any DX memorabilia there. It's a burning cross, not a burning X, and nobody's crotch chopping. That's a joke literally only I will get. Aw.
Who is Nathan Bedford Forrest?
He was the first Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. He was a freedom fighter for the Southern cause, the cause of Southern independence, the Confederate States of America.
You look funny.
Nathan Bedford Forrest was a racist.
Oh, you don't say. The founder of the KKK was a racist? Well, that's a big shock. Tell me, what was his position on Dem Boys?
It's a symbol of a negative part of the past that many African Americans in this community simply don't want and they don't like.
Okay, cool. And now we can flash forward to what's happening in Memphis, Tennessee right now and realize that when they get their way, oh boy, things are going great.
He was a very prominent man.
Oh, fuck. Sorry, Rumble. Alright, it appears as though we are back. Okay. I'll try this one last time. We'll go 0.5. But if anybody wants, alright, I'll just go ahead and post the I'll post a Rumble link in the chat.
Very.
That one. Okay. So I'll post that. Control C. And we'll go over here. There you go. A couple times over. If you want to go over there, be my guest, feel free to download the app. The app works really, really well over on Rumble now, regardless of whatever device, if you have an Apple or an Android. It's incredibly good. I've got it pulled up here at the same time. So if it goes dark one more time, not like that, not like the way that the clan is talking, but if it ends up, going sideways one more time, okay. Yeah, stream down to YouTube. Okay, yeah. So that's what happened. I'm trying to add commentary over the top of it, and then it just takes it down. So if anything's goofy, yeah, just feel free to click through on that one. Went from watermelon booty to statues, and I'm not talking about... Exactly. It's so fucking weird. I pulled the... Listen. Okay. All we're getting... Oh, no. I don't have the capture up. God damn it. There we go. All we were having was this bitch babbling over the top of some subtitles, and I can't really make anything out of that, okay? Outside of just, hey, take a look at her decent ass. So... We'll go ahead. We'll start talking start listening what the clan's up to in Memphis, Tennessee. So, hopefully, looks like everything's still up. Looks like everything is still up. Make sure it's all good. Yeah, YouTube's so big, gay. So, shout out to Rumble for just holding down the fort for a second, and YouTube, you get one more. You get one more. If you act up one more time, it's a fucking wrap.
Very wealthy man, and he was a self-made man.
Yo, pause. Why would you dress like that? What is going on?
He was a very prominent man, very wealthy man. And
yeah, listen, I know in the South, I've never been. I went to Dallas, Texas a couple of different times. Wonderful place, fantastic place. Some place that I would definitely consider moving to. But I hear all the time about all of these Southern War recreations. It's kind of funny that it all kind of loops into what we were talking about on Sunday with the Lincoln was a dictator stream. But yeah, the recreations of the Civil War. It's like, okay, I understand that you want to remember the past, but for fuck's sake, just stop cosplaying. Shit's fucking weird.
And he was a self-made man.
He was another Adolf Hitler in my mind.
Well, of course, you're black. You're taking it personally. Well, I don't think Hitler had those goofy costumes. If Hugo Boss, what would the clan outfit look like if it was designed by Hugo Boss?
A hero for every member of the white race. He's most remembered by me as being just one of the greatest Civil War generals we ever had.
Oh, he's a civil... Oh, okay. Interesting. I had no idea. I have no idea who this guy is.
He was a marauder, a murderer. At Fort Pillow, he executed hundreds of black soldiers.
Okay, so yeah, it really sounds like not a lot of people are on his side, but the clan is still very alive and well, and the backwoods of Memphis, Tennessee.
He was one of the co-founders of one of the single worst domestic terrorist organizations in the history of the United States.
Antifa? Wait. Oh my God. Here, brace for enlightening commentary.
His bad kind of outweighs his good.
Well, he's always been a revered.
His bad outweighs his good. Thank you.
Figure in the clan. I looked up to Nathan Bedford Forrest as a general, but it does cause trouble in this city.
Right.
I arrived in Memphis 6 days before the scheduled Klan rally to reveal the hard truths about a city that has struggled with racism since it was founded in 1819.
Well, one side's doing an awfully good job of perpetuating the problems.
So we're here outside Lorraine Motel, which is where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. A lot of people are up in arms about this Klan rally due to its timing, which is a day away from Easter and 5 days away from the anniversary of his assassination.
Well, of course the Klan was going to do some fuck shit like that. What are you thinking?
Seems pretty purposefully timed to me.
Well, of course. Like, okay. You can also take a look at what's happening now, and I understand this was published 9 years ago. But you can also take a look at the planned Trans Day of Vengeance that was scheduled. What was that? The Saturday after the Memphis... Hey! There was a Memphis shooting, okay? Where that tranny ran through that school, the Cathedral School? Yeah, and killed all those kids. Oh, any day that manifesto's coming out, as soon as the FBI's done writing it.
And outright disrespectful.
Young people in America, you need to realize that the schoolhouse is not going to teach you right from wrong.
Oh my God, is that Joe Biden? I recognize those Ray-Bans.
All they're going to teach you
Oh, and that's Robert Byrd in the background.
is Black History Month and Mexico.
You have Black History Month and Mexican Month. Next thing you know, there's going to be a gay month. Oh my God, they're time travelers.
Month and all that. And then, Mama, don't know if there ain't nobody talking to you. Stay away.
See, look at how alive and well they are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weirdos. See, this is where Vice started to lose everybody.
Nobody talking to you. I got it.
Even though I'm, like, don't get it twisted, I'm not sticking up for the fucking Klan, but trying to blow it out of proportion whenever they have the opportunity, whenever you get a bunch of crispy white fuckers going out there, you know, hopping in their fucking robes all of a sudden. White supremacy is ruining America. Shut up.
Now, I'm gonna be here for now. I got this garment. You didn't get it. Right.
Thanks, Ed. Really appreciate it.
White power. What power? That's my own. I'm gonna take my own.
Okay, if either of the any of the mods in either of the chats find the Clayton Bigsby clip, we're gonna play that after this because it's got me in the mood.
Barack Obama cannot take our rights away from us. The black political machine is wanting to take away your monuments. Dig him up and move him. But it'll never happen. It'll never happen in America. Because we will stand tall for nothing but the forest. And another thing. Next time I get out at the gas station and I'm pumping my gas, I don't want to hear your Little John and your 666 and your Bohemian, I don't know what music.
With your subwoofers going. I'm tired of everything being bass boosted. White power.
Over in Africa where it came from. If it wasn't for the white man fighting for you, you'd still be picking cotton in the fields. That's what you'd be doing.
No, actually, in the Industrial Revolution was helping with the tactics out in the farms, and slavery was becoming passé thanks to it being, you know, abolished in England, and then also, you know, becoming out of vogue. But Lincoln, for as many times as he said that he, you know, was very anti-slavery, take a look at his writings and what he was saying in private, he was actually very much for slavery. But, you know, hey man. He's got his own version of events. Of course, he looks like a very astute person. Plus, he's in all of the red of all the authority figures that are down there.
If it wasn't for the white man fought for you, NAACP, Negroes, ex-alligators, dudes, and
oh my God!
Which one are you?
You know, if he's such a staunch racist, he would have dropped a hard R right there instead of saying Negroes.
What's your step? Forest City. Let me find Forest City. You know what that is?
That's where the
Klan was founded there.
Pulaski.
It's Pulaski, Tennessee.
Thanks, Raj. See if I can find a way to play it. Because it's region blocked in my country. Big fucking gay. Stupid Canada. Canada, once again.
You know what that is?
Nope.
That's Chapel Hill, Tennessee. That was Nathan Bedford Forrest's boyhood home.
Oh my God.
The reason that I joined the Ku Klux Klan of Mississippi is because I am tired of all of the blacks and all of the Mexicans think that they own America.
Oh my God. Man, it's just so fucking... Hey, look at them. They're even drinking Bud Light in the background. Oh, but that one's... she's pouring it out, or doesn't know how caps work.
In Memphis, they want to rename one of the parks. What do you think about that?
I think that it's bull crap.
But I also see, it's very interesting as well, okay? The fact that not long after that, a bunch of different... Oh, and especially that fat sack of shit I was talking about. That come out yesterday? Yeah, I think it was yesterday, that beluga whale who lied on that chick's name from UVA. She wrote a dissertation in 2016, which would have been just after this, to get rid of the Robert E. Lee statue in North Carolina? Yeah, there was one in North Carolina. Yeah, to get rid of it there. But now they're conflating all of this stuff. Oh, the Klans out there. Oh, they're saying that they're trying to preserve history. But then at the same time, oh no, these guys are just out and out racist, which yes, of course they are, but they're finding ways to conflate. Oh no, they're trying to preserve history. Therefore, when anybody pulls that argument, we've heard that before from members of the Klan.
I think that it's just a bunch of blacks that want to take all the white people's history away from them. And if they do it in Memphis, Tennessee, then they're going to go to another state, and they're going to try it in another state, and another state, and another state, and another state. And then
he's not necessarily wrong. He just needs to have a couple more layers to his argument, okay?
That's when we all be in concentration camps.
And it's not so much, and if you take a less myopic view of both the things, realistically, who are the people that are also championing for the removal of those statues? It's just the liberal white people. So it's almost like it's a class divide, as always in these things.
So be ready.
I think more so than ever, it's always just a class divide.
Do you feel that your rights as a white man are being taken away?
Oh, every day.
Can you give examples?
I mean, just like the Ole Miss deal, where they done away with the Ole Miss mascot at Ole Miss. They took the Colonel Reb away and replaced it with a black bear. I mean, I can understand them.
Okay, interesting. I always thought it was the old Prospector. Oh well, I guess I missed out on that one. Didn't attend that rally.
Changed the name because they said it hurts the recruiting at Ole Miss, but then they're going to turn around and call it the Black Bears. Why not a white bear? Why did it have to be black?
Probably because there's black bears in the forest and polar bears kind of live in Antarctica, but okay.
Tonight, boys, they're going to kill us a Negro.
Then will you be at Saturday's rally?
We'll see how things go. Call for rain.
Oh,
we'll see
no.
what happens. Call for rain today, but we still out there. The Ku Klux Klan is like the postal service. We rain, shine, sleet, or snow, we're going to be out there. Ain't no rain going to stop me.
There's a pretty good rhyme that you could have made there. Rain, shine, sleet, or snow. We're going to hang some...
So I'm going to be out there.
And that's how you do it. Let's prepare for it.
We don't kill us a Negro.
All right.
This is the KKK.
We got that electronic torch as well. Interesting.
They're going to come to Memphis,
Dedicated.
in the middle of Black History Month, where Martin Luther King got gunned down. You're going to come here and rally deep.
Oh, right. I forgot the Crips were in on
on
this one.
Just to talk. No, it's not going to happen like that.
Shortly after the Klan's announcement that they were rallying in Memphis, local Grape Street Crips member DeJuan Horton posted a video on YouTube in which he stated that he was forming an alliance of rival Memphis gangs to amass in a show of force on the day of the rally.
Interesting. Okay, so... And I know that I need to pause because YouTube, you know, just trying to censor us debunking the Klan. What a bunch of racists over at YouTube. Holy. But no, interesting because, yeah, the Klan was making a bunch of hyperbolic statements, but this guy's down here. Now we're just going to go eradicate the Klan. As detestable as the speech of the Klan is, it's still free speech. Hell, take a look at what they were saying up there in Brandenburg when that landmark piece of legislation got in front of the Supreme Court, basically outlining that unless you're calling for direct, pointed, actionable violence, it's just going to be free speech. And this guy's out here saying, no, we're going to go down there, we're going to bust up the Klan on this specific day. If you're going to be making claims like that, don't put them on YouTube, you fucking idiot.
When you come, we're going to have the biggest fucking rally you ever seen. Where's Stop Hip Hop? Memphis, Tennessee.
We out this bitch.
Yo, why is there a video in better quality? Roger, that one works, by the way. Shout out to you, man. We're going to watch that one after this. Just a good palate cleanser.
When I made the video, I just didn't see eye to eye with what they were saying about how they were going to come down here so deep like that. And at this point, I really don't even care whatever they do. I just want to get my people together, and it's going to be bigger than just their rally, even after their rally, which is...
Do you think that the herringbone chain is... I think it's real?
Saturday on the 30th. I still want to keep us together and keep this movement going. There's all kind of gangs down here, and we're going to get all those different people who kill each other. Bloods, Crips, GDs, Vice Lords, and if they can kill each other, I figure they can come together and do something positive.
What?
So, kill each other. Bloods, Crips, GDs.
Bloods, Crips, GDs, and Vice Lords. Interesting. So you got three of the biggest different crews that are running, okay, and especially at this time, okay. I'm not too sure about the Vice Lords, and I don't know what ill is, but okay.
These Vice Lords, and if they can kill each other, I figure they can come together and do something positive, so.
That's not normally how things... There's always one, but that's all right. She can stay there.
I've been talking to all the different gangs, just not specific people. Like, he haven't made truces with enemies or nothing like that.
No, I didn't mean that.
I would like to, though. All my enemies, like, I love you. Like, anybody who think I don't like you, like, I like you a lot. I would like, down there, I would like to get...
Compare and contrast the activities of the two. One was having a cookout, and the other one's having a smoking.
Like, a lot of weed and bring it down there to people and give it to them and make them smoke peace blunts. Like, blunts make people relax. My baby, I named her Cobra, because she's a Cobra.
Oh, my God. Demonetized. Demonetized.
I shoot for him. So I just give him the guns. So people with licenses carry my guns for me. Well, I got the papers. So we're legal. So if you run up on us in public and you got a problem, may God be with you.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But I think, you know, smoking on camera might get your concealed carry permit. I think Tennessee probably had concealed carry at this point in time because they just signed constitutional carry within the past couple of months. So that would have been grounds to also have your license revoked. But I'm sure that's a very legal gun as well. But he said it, though. Okay, fine. Jeez, I was just trying to, you know.
Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You know it's 10 o'clock, and you know what time it is. It's time for you to come on into my office, stretch out on the couch, and let's talk about it. Today, we have a great one for you. The topic is the renaming of the parks. City Council decided that the parks were named after some people that they feel that has done some African Americans bad in this community. Then there are some...
Yeah, of course. Interesting. I just also need to pause because, you know, reasons and all that shit. But yeah, okay.
I'm saying, man, that was history. It had nothing to do with that. But Last time we had somebody protest called the KKK, it didn't go too good. And coming this Saturday, they're going to be in Memphis protesting the fact that, hey, you leave the name of them parks alone. We know.
Yeah, but what about when all them gangs get together and smoke those peace blunts?
What it represents to us, and we feel it should not change. And there are some rumors that the gangs here in Memphis are going to say, we're going to keep the Klan at hand. Well, whichever way it goes, I'd like to know, how do you feel about it?
Doc, how many minutes I got to be talked about before we can hang up?
You got your 90 seconds.
But now, Doc, on my phone, Doc, it said I got 14 minutes. Doc, this is what it said, I got 14 minutes.
But you ain't got 14 minutes, don't you? Come on, Bumblebee, get in and get out.
I got to the point I'm trying to say, but I want to say, I don't care nothing about that Paul.
Okay, so man on the street shit. This is not exactly terribly interesting. Okay, here we go.
You know, people would attack history and try to erase history like this. It takes education to learn about somebody, you know, from 150 years.
See, this is the guy who should be talking instead of just, we hate the
our
black
past,
people.
When the Ku Klux was formed, they created it as a social club to start with.
Oh, see, doesn't that seem nice? There's no hoods involved on that one. It's just, you know, hearkening back to... Actually, I have no idea.
Tennessee at that time was ruled by just a tyrannical carpetbag governor, and he had tripled the taxes, and so these ex-Confederates thought that they had better do something about it. So they dressed up in sheets and curtains one night and ran him out of town. And they restored.
All right, cool. So getting rid of tyrannical government, it's just kind of went south very quickly.
Law and order to Pulaski, Tennessee. Well, this caught on, and the next town did the same thing. They were also protecting the white black farmers who were losing their land. So it wasn't an anti-black thing whatsoever in the 1860s.
W Klan. Don't take that out of context.
After it had gone on for over a year, the Klan had spread so widely that they needed...
And this is the one thing that the left always hark on. Oh, the Klan marched in D.C. It was so terrible. But here's the actual context. Interesting. See, Vice used to be so good. What the fuck happened?
Someone who could really organize the Klan, and they voted in General Forrest as president of the Klan. At that same point, the Klan started turning violent. Some of the guys were taking the law into their own hands. And so Bedford Forrest ordered that the Klan be disbanded, and it was. So in 1869, the Ku Klux Klan disappeared.
And this was the initial...
This was the first, right, the first Klan.
Oh, okay. First wave Klanism.
Then around the time of World War I, jobs were scarce, you had the Great Depression, and the white guys figured out that if you scared the black guys out of town, there'd be more jobs. Generally speaking, blacks are more scared of ghosts than other people. So it became an economic tool.
Wait, that was the whole idea behind keeping up the whole, you know, the costume idea is the black people, they're more scared of ghosts. You know, back when they're at the movies, they're the most emotive. Whenever there's going to be a murder that happens in our horror movies, that's the ones who screaming in the back, "Oh my God, don't go behind the door!" That's the whole reason.
For the Klan to resurrect itself.
Is the word scare a bit?
Well, scare might be a little bit light.
Yeah, a little light.
Then, I think. Yes. There may have been some lynchings then.
Yeah, it wasn't so much the costume that was scary. It was the rope that they were dragging behind them.
But yeah, that's where it first had gotten into little terrorist activities. And then the Klan disappeared by 1933 and was gone until the 1950s and 60s. Then when segregation came about, then the third Klan arose. And they were specifically to fight black civil rights and to oppose federal intervention. And they really developed the scare tactics just to terrorize the black residents. And that's unfortunately the Klan that we have today is more of the terrorist group.
Do you think the city council is engaging in revisionist history?
Oh yes, I certainly do. They're trying to eliminate these 3 Civil War parks, which is part of American history, Memphis history certainly, and so it's certainly upon the shoulders of the city council that the Klan is coming to Memphis for a rally. And it's unfortunate because it's going to give Memphis a further black eye.
It was the Memphis City Council
for Pete's sake. Sorry, Rumble. We just gotta go ahead and wait for a second here. Sending everybody over to the base side so we can start yelling, you know, all the fun words we can't. Oh, it's the big gay. Boo. Boo. See what happens. See what I try to interact in the chat. I try to interact with the chat. And then the moment I look down, it's like, oh, for fuck's sakes, okay? But at least we got a good turnout. We got a really good turnout over here on Rumble, which shout out to you guys for, choosing the superior